This is Jaden's videos on this October 9th, 2025. We are here to look at Home Depot's Halloween for 2025. I know it's been out for a while. Everyone's seen it by now. I myself have already seen it numerous times and purchased some things already. However, I haven't recorded it yet, and I think going a season without recording Home Depot's stuff would be a crime because they are one of the biggest Halloween prop animatronic decoration suppliers in the industry at the time, and I always love their stuff. So I needed to make a video on it just to show the stuff, even though we've already seen it, but to show it and give my thoughts on it and all of that. And just do a fun little store walkthrough. So even though you've already seen it by now, hopefully you'll still enjoy this video to get to hear my thoughts and all of that. Here we are at the lovely Home Depot, and I feel a cool autumn breeze. You can see the trees moving because we have a cold front pushing through this weekend, and we're finally going to get some genuinely cool weather for this fall, which I'm so excited about. We've had a little bit so far, but this is going to be genuinely cool weather. And it's pushing through just in time for this weekend's Fearville, so it's going to be a great Halloween-y weekend. So here we are. I just want to give my initial thoughts on something before we really get into it, and it's just the fact that I feel like some of their choices for what they chose to put in stores this year are a little odd. I mean, I get with tariffs and everything, but I don't understand why some things they chose to put in stores and some things they didn't. Not really sure where the mindset with some of those came. Like, why didn't we get Bride of Frankenstein in stores instead of something like these witches or the shark or something? I don't know, but we'll get into it anyways. I still think it's a good lineup, but I think a lot of the good parts of the lineup unfortunately were online only, but there's still some good stuff in the stores. Speaking of which, Tumble the Troll is one of my favorite things this season, and I'm glad he made it to stores. I really do want him. I just don't know what I would do with him. But he is so cool. He is one that I would like to get. I mean, he's just so awesome. And he does have a very long animation as well. I do love that guy. Only thing I don't like is the eyes switching colors, but those can just be unplugged. I mean, everything else about him is awesome. He honestly has a very professional look to him. Like, if you just take a good look, I love like medieval stuff and fantasy stuff like that, so I think that he's just so cool. The witch scene I'm not crazy about because we've seen so many things like this in the past, but it's alright. I just don't understand. I think something smart with this would have been if they gave it servo, because then that would make it different than the ones we've seen in the past if they were servo.
Our clothes, see all, nowhere to hide, always in their sights. And now
I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. We've just seen so much of it, and we've seen better ones in the past of them. Here's the 15-foot war crow, which we see so many big things now that his size is kind of not even shocking anymore because we've seen so many big things, but he's still awesome. If you notice, he is on sale at $300 now, which I think is a steal for him, for sure. I'm actually shocked that that's the case because I thought he would be a much better seller than he is. He hasn't been selling great, and that's kind of surprising. But I do really, really like him. I think he's a great one. I'm even considering getting him. I don't know if I will, but dang, is he cool. And then we have the Raven. If you could see, the Guardian of the Gourds is supposed to be here, but he's gone. He's no longer here. But we do have the Raven, which I'm not a huge fan of.
The winds of fate whisper my name and empower me with the forces of darkness. Within these fields, the echoes of the past linger like ghosts.
I think he's Pan-Asian.
Shadows to dance.
And I'm just not a huge fan of these Pan-Asian things. So much of the lineup this year has them, but I don't know why. I don't know, they're just kind of cheap in my opinion, but I do love this guy back here, the Wyvern, who is also on sale for $300, and that is so tempting. If you know me, you know that I really love dragons, and I've always wanted better dragon animatronics, because the ones we've gotten are alright, but they're not great. I think without a doubt this is the best dragon we've gotten. I think my only issue with it was the price, but on sale, I mean, that's pretty decent. $300 for him, I don't think that's bad at all. I don't know if he's going to turn on. Yeah, it doesn't look like he is because he's on light only, and that might be the case for this guy too, who has a pretty messed up face. I don't know what happened there. We got it fixed. Cool. Cursed Clover, which I can't believe I'm saying, at least for in-store purposes, this is my favorite one this season because it's just so cool. And of course he's great for like a scary St. Patrick's Day, but he's very Halloween too, because if you didn't know, leprechauns have always been a very classic Halloween thing. In fact, they're one of the earliest Halloween monsters, along with like goblins and ghouls, leprechauns, ghosts, stuff like that. The leprechauns were much bigger for Halloween back in the day, like early 20th century, and I think it really just comes down to the Celtic Irish roots of Halloween, why leprechauns were so big, but they've kind of died out for Halloween, and they're more seen as something for St. Patrick's Day now, but they are still definitely a Halloween thing. So this guy could work for both Halloween and St. Patrick's Day. He's one I want to purchase, just for the fact of having it. I don't know if I'd use it in a haunt eventually, if I'm ever to do like a fantasy medieval type haunt, which I want to. But as the time being, for $180, this is just one that I want to own just for my own personal enjoyment. And he's not going to work for us, unfortunately, which does make me a little bit sad. But I do love this guy. I think he's so awesome. Definitely one I want to get. Here's the Fear Valley Wolf, which is returning from last year, which I do love. And the only reason I haven't purchased it is because, well, one, I haven't had a use for it, but two, Mac owns it, and obviously with me and Mac both working on Fearville together a lot of times, if I ever need a use for it, I could just use his. So before you ask why I haven't purchased a wolf, considering werewolves are my favorite monsters, that's why. But I do think this is a phenomenal animatronic. I'm happy to see that it returned. Oh, it's just so cool. So awesome. Back here we have probably my least favorite of the season, the zombie stack trio, just like the clown one. Yet this one makes even less sense, but it's a nice, like, kid-friendly type of thing. I don't know, I'm just not crazy about it.
Well, I'd rather eat rats for dinner. This one's a dud. Why not both? Rats for an appetizer and brains for the main course. Even if it is on the lower grade side. Well, I'm hungry. Let's eat.
I'm not crazy about them. Ultra Skelly though is really cool. I actually wanted to get him for the Fearville entrance, and I'm still debating possibly doing it because we're still near the beginning of the season, you know. There's 4 weekends left of Fearville, plenty of time for me to add this guy in. Only reason I haven't is because I heard that his quality isn't great, so I was thinking I might want to wait, and if he returns next year, just get him next year if they make improvements. So I keep going back and forth. Okay, they programmed him to say stuff. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny that they did that. This is the first Home Depot I've heard that they pre-programmed audio for him. And then I think that's his preset. Yeah, he is really cool though. There's the Horrifying Hickory, which I'm pretty sure is bigger than Murderous Maple. I like Murderous Maple more just because I like how Murderous Maple had the fall leaves. And I also like the face on Murderous Maple more, but Horrifying Hickory, why is he going off? Horrifying Hickory's good too. Pretty big. We have the the cat, which I know is on sale, but I don't see the price tag. But there's the skeleton cat, and then the dog, which is also on sale for 100. I mean 200, not 100. That'd be pretty cheap. And of course, we have the 12-foot skeleton in the back there, still here. Remember when they said they were going to get rid of him a couple years ago? And he's still here. Alright. Grave Robber, 200. I don't love him.
Third time's the charm. No harm, no foul.
My issue with props like this is by the time he's done his jump scare, people will already have walked past since he took so long to get to it. I think he's a good concept. I just feel like the other grave diggers we've seen are better. I don't see buttons for these ones, but we have the Fiery Reaper, and then back there the Zombie Barber, which I actually quite like. He's got a very Old West, kind of Sweeney Todd vibe to him, even though Sweeney Todd is an Old West. Oh, he's on sale for 100. That's pretty good for him. Okay, I actually see their buttons. They're over there, but I can't. I don't know if I can get to them. It's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna try to sneak past and see if I can get to their buttons. There we go.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat and relax.
Again, a Pan-Asian one, so I don't think he looks great, but I just love the concept, and I love Victorian era stuff. So, and I think for his price, I mean, he was originally 130, which is also good, but for 100, that's a great price for him.
I'll give that magnificent mane the world's greatest trims.
I really like his audio too. I think he's cool. I do. The Fiery Reaper I don't like very much. I think he's kind of dumb.
I have been looking everywhere.
Looks like he's got a broken jaw.
You're next on my list.
I think it's a good concept, but that scare is just so lame. Alright. Scarred Chucky on sale for $120. That's over $100 off. That's crazy. And same with Tiffany.
We got to do is get him out of this body once and for all.
It is very shocking that they haven't been selling too well. All right, Tiffany.
I believe we've already met, haven't we, sweet pea?
Stripe did sell well, because as you can see, there is no Stripe left, and that has been the case at most Home Depots for most of the season. Stripe is a great seller. We got a lot of inflatables. That little thing on the tricycle. This cat thing. I'll take a step back in a bit to show all the things up top, but I do want to show these littler things first. Like the girl on the trike, which I'm not going to turn on right now. The twinkling spiders. This girl who's not working. Oh, there she goes. And the witch just went off. Okay. Of course, a bunch of Halloween lights. Also fog fluid, fog timers, fog hoses, and then some pathway lights. Skulls. I'm glad that these ones don't make noise. The ones that make noise are annoying. Pumpkins. Oh, some candle ones. And then the Skelly lighting kit. We've got a bunch of different types of skeletons. Of course, the normal. There's also this kind of decayed one. Over here, we have this decayed one with the tongue. This one, which is so odd, it's called the wraparound skeleton. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. It's like a weird snake hybrid creature thing. It's so odd, but I like it. This is one of my favorites. This is like the pixie evil fairy. Again, there's so much medieval fantasy stuff this year that I really like. I do like this one. It's like a fairy pixie type thing. As you can see, it does have wings. They're just folded. And then this ultra posable skeleton here. And they are missing the demon. but there is a demon one. We've got this 3-foot witch that doesn't talk or anything, just a standing one. Some of these skeleton animals, which I'm not going to press them all because there's so many. We have a dinosaur, a dog, a cat, a dragon, a jackalope, which I think is the coolest one, and a snake right there. And then we've got some of these shorter guys. We got the 3-foot skeleton, the 3-foot dean, 3-foot levitating reaper who's turned around, the skeleton wolf, and the 3-foot war crow. And over here, oh, there's a levitating reaper that's facing us. Nice. More skeleton animals, like a bat right there. Pretty cool that it's hanging. We have this dog, which is very interesting. I don't know where its button is. Right there. Okay. Some more skeleton animal. Is this a dog? Yeah, it's like a chihuahua, it looks like. I think this guy was just going off, the rabbit, yeah. No, maybe it wasn't. There's this guy. Speaking of rabbits, why did they not release the animatronic evil rabbit? I was so excited for that thing. This is Jack. And this thing is so funny to me. It's like a, it's a crawling mummy head. Why? It's just so bizarre. Like what the? It's just so bizarre that it's funny. It's a crawling head yelling "Help me!" Like what is going on here? It's so bizarre. This guy's not working. The skull is trying to work but has dead batteries. Got these guys up here, the mummy cat and the prisoner dog. Alright, over here, that owl is really neat. We have the ancient sculpture, which I do have in Ian's Grove. Plague Doctor, this Reaper, and Jack Skellington with 0. And then a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. So many, such a large assortment, which is good. You need those for Halloween. I do miss when they had a bunch of the flickering ones. I'm pretty sure these flicker, but a bunch of the little flickering ones that were more decayed looking. I loved those. I don't know why they're not bringing those back. More of these guys that we already saw, but more jack-o'-lanterns. So many. It looks like mostly all the same, different variants here and there, but mostly all the same ones. And then tons of pumpkins, which is great. We have the cinnamon brooms, these scarecrow guys here, different characters, pine cones, spider webs, and then wrap around here we got flags, and then right here some spiders, cemetery gates. I do want to show what's up top real quick. We have all of this, the Twisted Souls arch up there, that neon skeleton that takes off his head, which I did purchase because I think he's just so cool. The twinkling bats. Some of the other neon things that have been returning for the past few years we got up there. And then those witches, which I think are pretty cool looking. They're 5 feet tall, over 5 feet tall. They're 5.5. They're actually pretty cool. And I really love the black cat arch. I think that is awesome. And it changes color. Just look at that. That thing is so cool. Might be one of my favorite yard decor things they have.